Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome in. This is a takeover. My name is Sonia Lorray. I'm a luxury lifestyle architect that specializes in aligning high performing lives through lifestyle counseling, fashion psychology, and naturopathic executive wellness. You see that your normal host is not here with us today. It is none other than the one and only Miss April the Loveologist, April Coffee. It is a true takeover. So get ready because I'm going to introduce her. I'm going to let you all in on a little something. She is in the hot seat for You Love Birds, and you're not going to want to miss this interview. I tell you, this is one that is for the books. So listen, let me give you just a little bit about your host. She is dynamic. She is fabulous. You know her name as April Coffee, known as April the Loveologist, is an interracial and intercultural dating coach, author, speaker, and certified love coach who helps women of influence date with discernment. Notice the words that she has here: discernment, strategy, and confidence. After more than 30 years of singleness and her own interracial, intercultural dating journey, April transformed her experience into authentic love. Yes, baby, we getting into this. A coaching brand designed for high achieving women who desire emotionally safe and spiritually aligned and lifestyle compatible relationships. And she is the author of What Your Mama Didn't Tell You About Dating and the Forever Partner Formula, interracial dating playbook for women of influence, and creator of the Private Love Bird Nest, which I happen to be in the lounge right now, and the Loving Month. That's what we're a part of right now. That's what we're getting into. And with that being said, let's bring your host up on this stream. Hello, Miss April, the Loveologist. Welcome into your own studio.
This is so nice. And hello, Miss Lorray, architect.
Thank you so much.
This is
So I
gonna
tell
be
you,
fun.
this is going to be so much fun. I hope you're ready. I hope your audience is ready. And you know what? We have an international audience a part of us today as well. We have a private Zoom room that's set up that they are actually going to be able to drop their comments, their questions, their take on things right into their chat box. And I'm going to read them out loud. And your girl loves to monitor a great chat. So, with that being said, April, I gave you such a great introduction. Your bio is so fabulous, and the journey that you have taken has been wonderful. So, like I said to everyone, you are in the hot seat today, and you see your girl has come prepared with the notes, the questions, and we even going to do us a lightning round too. So, everybody, you're not going to want to miss that because we got some great things planned today. So, look, let's get into the first half of this interview. Let's get into it. So, without any further ado, let me ask you my first question. Let me ask, what inspired you to become a loveologist and dating coach?
You know, in my younger years, I had seen so much, let me just be frank, mess when it came to relationships and things like that. And I was driving down the street one day, and all of a sudden, you know how you actually do things and you weren't in control? So to a friend on the phone while I'm driving down the street, started yelling, I'm tired of being in this car by myself all day. I'm tired of going to eat by myself. I'm tired of not going to do things because everybody to go do things together. And when I finally shut up after blowing out my friend's ear, my brain said, you want to get married again? And I was like, oh, that's what I want.
Yes.
And so that from just deciding that I wanted to get married to actually learning about relationships. I've been single for 30 years. My brain said was, don't you think about this? So that took me on the journey of learning about dating today. I got certified as a love coach, and that just kicked everything into gear. And then I had a special young lady, her name is Sonia Lorray, to help me with the word loveologist.
Love it. I love it because you know what? It's true because when we are studying or we're entering into that place of love, it's an ology to it. Just like psychology is the study of the mind, of the heart. And so it's the same thing of what you're doing. So with that being said, what is the biggest misconception about dating after 50?
Women tend to think that because they're older, they have to contribute. They also think that their physical appearance doesn't qualify. And those things right there will stop a woman if she allows it from actually stepping out into dating. One of the things for me was, they say when you know how a product is to work, you actually work it. So when I learned about the dating, that gave me so much more confidence on how to do it. I learned so many things that I did not know and that brought about the book, What Your Mama Didn't Know About Dating.
I love it. How did you come up with that title?
I had well, as I was learning and going through the training, my mind would roll back things that happened in young years. And when I say years now, I'm talking about 20 and under. And I remembered nobody never really taught me about dating. And then I got to thinking about, young people, nobody's really taking the time to teach them. They are little pointers, but that's usually after something. And I was like, my mom was a single parent and she was busy trying to take care of us. So I did not remember her telling me stuff about dating. And I'm the oldest, so I didn't have anybody to guide me in the arena at all.
Right. Wow. That made me think of this when you said that is why do you feel or why do you think so many successful women struggle with finding healthy relationships in their life?
That takes you back to learning and the understanding, because we can be professional, we can handle a lot of things, but when it comes to relationships, we may not have knowledge, the proper steps to take. And then here's a bigger, we're so confident in our professional lives that we don't even realize we need someone to share with us what we need to adjust. And we need to how to be vulnerable. We need to learn, what the things that the guys actually desire. And since we don't know those things, we tend to try to handle relationships how we business, but that is not successful a lot of times.
It's,
We actually need things about ourselves and make a few adjustments.
I love that. It's true because you know what? It is a testing ground. There is a testing ground that happens. But you know what? With that being said, what makes dating after 50 different from dating in your 20s and 30s, though?
You've gone through a few things. You now know what you will accept, what you will not accept. And you are more confident. For instance, one of the things that, yes, you want to be dating. Yes, you want to have someone who gets attention and does things for you and things for them. But you also have to, also have to be able to say no, not going right. But now that you're 50, that confidence in saying no, not feeling guilty, actually works much in your favor. You also can articulate confidence more of what you desire, your standards in a relationship.
That's true too. And you know what? And I think what you said with, that you put that no there, because a lot of times what happens is when you have that maturity, you realize that no is a complete sentence and it doesn't need explanation. It doesn't need anything else. It has a period at the end. and you don't have to rotate back around to explain yourself. So I love that you put that out there even. But what surprised you most about the dating world when you began coaching women?
Oh my God, it had changed 180 degrees. At the time I started, people were really, really on online dating. And when I went on online dating to give it a test run, oh my God, the things that I went to. And that actually led me to creating a 2-hour on how to be safe in your online dating. I'm gonna tell you, online dating was definitely a big thing at that time. And there was so many, I don't know, challenging things in the online dating. And one of the things that I knew was that a lot of people just jump on it. They just jump on an online platform and they're so sure it's them the man of dreams. But this again goes back to the training, things you need to learn about online dating before you jump in there and do it. I mean, it works wonderfully well for a lot of people, but definitely help you to get into them and understand. But like I said, Lord, when I decided to start this coaching, whew, it was so much different than it was when I was younger. Just totally different.
So if you're just joining us here in the Lovers Lounge right here, the Lovebird Lounge. This is a takeover. My name is Sonia Leray. I'm a luxury lifestyle architect, and this is my friend, my partner. I tell you, we do a lot of things in business. We've done a couple of shows together, and it's a takeover and really getting you to understand and even to meet the woman behind the brand. So many times we're coming into a space and a place and we're educating you about dating. We're educating you about your life and different elements in that space and place of dating, but you just may not know the professional that's working with you. So, with this month, which April just sets up beautifully every year, it's Loving Month. And Loving Month is huge. It's like their new year here in the Lovers Lounge. This is the love nest, as I like to say. And literally, she brings this in beautifully because it really walks into everything that she stands for as that, interracial, intercultural coach in dating and helping women to really find that forever love that they want and what they want to walk into in this space and place. So today we are peeling back all the layers. I got questions. We have an international audience with us today that we love to welcome in here. They are watching via private Zoom room, and the questions have come in. And matter of fact, we have one question that has just been dropped into the box that says here, Miss April, you are always a wealth of knowledge. What is one particular thing that you like to start your coaching based on that aligns for women that are mature?
Who I start them? I start them with communications about what do they really think about interacting, what their current thoughts are, because 9 times out of 10 they have at least myths in their head. Yes, I'm trying to exaggerate, 500, but anyway. So I start with where you are, what you think, what have people told you, so that I can go in there and immediately bust those myths, or shall I say lies, bust them up, get in your head, and tell you the other side of what you've been told. And once we get your mind cleared up, and I get you to where you're thinking of the things that I said, we can move forward. It's like I've moved the big boulders and I've moved the mountains out of the way. The path is clear. So then we're going to move on into, so do you have a gentleman from a particular culture you would like to explore? And from there, we go into, what do you really desire in your forever partner? I don't want to know his eye color. I don't care about that. I don't want to know whether he's bald or he has a head full of hair. I don't want to know how much money he makes. I don't want to know how tall he is. I want to know, what do you really, really want in you? baby, once we've gotten to this part, we are ready to take off like a jet, because now I can tell you things that are going to get you out there, get you in front of the right people. I can just tell you how to work for you. And here's the deal: follow the instructions. We're going to get to your forever partner.
With that being said, let's get into like the interracial and intercultural dating. What is the difference between interracial and intercultural dating?
Interracial is more like, here's a great one. When you look at people from Africa, Africa has all these different countries. They're all Africans. But because they're from different countries, that don't make it interracial. But when you are an American and you're dating from, let's say, South America or Europe, that is intercultural. And that is where a lot of the communications have to be in your relationship, so that it blends and you actually move forward on your goals with ease.
Like that. So, why do you think some women hesitate to date outside of their race and culture?
One of the things is comfort. Another thing is they don't yet have the knowledge of how differently. Another thing is some of their worries. They don't even understand that if they step outside of their culture, they will find someone who actually do naturally the things that maybe the gentlemen in their culture don't do, refuse to do, or will express negativity about.
I like that.
So we're back to the knowledge base again.
Right. So, one of the questions in the chat is, what? Wait a minute, hold on. It's type. Is I'm translating it from French to English. So hold on a
Do your
second. I'm
thing.
so
Do your
sorry.
thing, girl.
What are the biggest challenges interracial couples face?
Here in the United States, some of the biggest challenges are what they get from outside. And when I say outside, I'm saying outside of their relationship. People knowing, understanding the other culture. They may come across people who make snide remarks and stuff. So one of the things that I tell the ladies is you have to be a woman who has some backbone. Interracial or intercultural dating is not for the wimp. So some of the things that they're going to come in contact with, they may not be prepared for. So another big problem is they may be challenged by the people within their family, people that they love. But the challenge is there because the people have a lack of knowledge when it comes to somebody from another culture. Just being frank and honest, the way that a lot of African Americans handle life, dating, etc., can be extremely different from the way that Caucasian people handle life, dating, etc. This is where some of the biggest challenges come in at, because just to give you a simple, small example, a lot of African American people, and they may not have things set on a schedule, but in a lot of Caucasian families, dinner is at a certain time every day, and everybody is expected to be there at that time. And that can be something that can be an adjustment that you're going to have to really focus on. I know in some cultures, not just Caucasians, but in other cultures like the Hispanics, they too expect people to come maybe on a certain day of the week as the whole family, and have dinner at the same time. So these are just what could be small changes or adjustments, but they can turn out to be a big problem too. That's some
I
of the
would
biggest.
assume that would I would assume that would probably be some of the hardest challenges too. And I think even in the culture that we're in or the climate that we're currently in, there's so much unrest that is happening. So I think it's so important, like with what you had stated, that, it really comes down to being secure in yourself. So you're able to kind of be able to be comfortable in your relationship. It's almost like wearing clothes that don't fit you properly, you're not comfortable. But if you're wearing something that looks fabulous on you and you feel that confidence, it's the same thing. So you really have to make sure you're confident in your relationship so you can step out and step into it the same way. Do you feel the same with regards to that?
Yes. And that's why also I encourage women, once they meet that guy and they're really interested in him and they understand the guy is interested in them, they're one of the things that they want to do in their first or second date or conversation, they need to discuss the fact that they need to build a relationship and get to know each other, make it strong before they start introducing other people in. I know some people go, they may date for 2 or 3 years before they even allow people to dating. And I explain this and I tell people the benefit of it, do it. I've even dated a guy for 5 months before we even started telling people.
Nice.
Of course, you want to tell your inner circle because you want to make sure of the safety factor. But when it's letting other people know that you're in a relationship, who it is, you want to keep that to yourself because that right there is the beginning of the foundation of a lasting relationship. When you are building it, just getting to know each other, getting to know what buttons not to push and what the person likes and all of that stuff. That to me, that time that you spend building that is like sacred time to me.
Oh, that's beautiful because you know what? I was actually going to even ask you because how should couples navigate, the family members who may not approve and even what you leaned into there of really making sure that they're secure in their relationship. How do you even help them to understand to navigate that space and place? Because, everybody is not going to like who you have in your life or bring into your life. So, what is the one key element that you tell them in navigating into that space?
Well, first of all, I would not have a party and just drop it in front of a ton of people because as that could just be major disaster and trauma. But think about who is in your immediate family or your immediate circle that may be open to this, or shall I say, they may support you in this. And I would start with maybe one person at a time. A lot of times, your mom or your dad, whichever one you may be closest to, would be your first supporter. And you might share it with them and share that this person is from a different culture. And from there, you may say, what do you think mom is going to say if you're very close to dad? What do you think mom is? How do you think mom is going to feel? Because one of the things you want to do in your relationship is you want to protect your relationship. You don't want to drop that person into the fire because that could be your forever partner that you just. So do it one person at a time. A lot of times a sibling could be one person that really, really, really supports you. Sometimes it's your favorite cousin. Sometimes it's your closest friend. But that's what you want to do. You want to seek out who that person is that will be open and supportive to you. And then you move on from there. And I don't know well, I'm saying, I don't know why I said that, but if you're concerned about a person, then you can always get into a conversation with that person and ease them into it. Ask them what do they think about interracial dating. You're out somewhere and you see a couple and you can tell they're an interracial or intercultural couple. Ask them what they think about that. But this is not something to jump into. Now, some people have families where they have uh, different dynamics throughout their family, and they'll probably feel like they're okay. But beware, mature people, um, my generation and older, may not be open as you think. And you have mature people in your relationship. A mature person, like we've already about being okay, will speak their mind, not muzzle anything. Okay, so just realize that grandma, grandpa, they ones that say the most interesting things in public or in private. But your job is this: to make sure that you have the thick skin and that you are ready and confident. You know, this is something I didn't say before. If you want to date interracially, one of the main things you have to do is make sure that you are in okay with dating interracially. You've got to make sure that no matter what somebody said, going to knock you your stance on interracial or intercultural relationships. Because I mean, people are people, and people will do what they want to do. But you're not solid. It just crumbles. That's just it.
It's so true. I love that. You know, if you're just joining us here in the Lovebirds Lounge, my name is Sonia Leray. This is a takeover. I have taken over the one, the only Miss April the Loveologist studio, and we are in here really introducing you to your host, really breaking some things down, letting you hear her expertise in intercultural and interracial dating. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that button so you're notified each and every time that she goes live. And don't forget, you want to join her fabulous waitlist for the Lovebirds. What is the name of your segment? It's the April the Loveologist, your love notes, her Lovebird notes. That's what it is, right?
Ask the loveologist.
Ask the Loveologist. I was getting it. I'm coming in. Don't worry. Told you it's a takeover. It's everything is just coming up in here. But listen, we have it on the screen for you right now, so you can actually come in and make sure that you get on that waiting list. You don't want to wait. You don't want to miss out, because I'm telling you, the things that she is birthing is dynamic. And if you would like to join me over on my area of expertise, which is in lifestyle counseling, fashion psychology, and holistic naturopathic executive wellness, feel free to join me over on Podbean for Whispers in a Bottle podcast. And I'm telling you, you cannot miss it. It's such good show. So look, we're going to jump back in here into our interview, because I'm telling you, we got some dynamic questions. We have an international audience that is joining us today. We have a live private Zoom room that is very active. They're dropping comments in the chat. They're putting up a lot of balloons and hearts and everything. So it's so wonderful to have you all here. Welcome in to the Lovebird Lounge, and we are going to help you nestle in even just a little bit more. We're going to change this discussion and kind of move into another direction, because I have to tell you something. Her expertise is really helping high achieving women to step into that forever love and having that love that they really want in their lives. And that doesn't mean that you have to negotiate or, subtract what you want, but it does mean that you have to have the clarity. But the one place that I think a lot of times that discussions fall kind of deaf on is those that are coming into the dating arena in a mature age. Let's say that 50 plus age. So we're going to lean into this a little bit. But before we really lean into those questions, Miss April, I will tell you that you happen to be one of my favorite dating coaches of all times, because I love how open you are about really falling in love with different cultures, different backgrounds, and even being open to the endless possibilities. And you, as a mature woman yourself that has traveled greatly, have experienced different things, what do you think is the one thing that really made you notice and really want to start dating outside of what people would say the norm of your own culture. What made you say, look, you know what? The grass is even just maybe a little greener, a little deeper, and a little prettier that I can step into a little bit more?
Well, when I came across the first guy who wanted to date me in my late 20s, Caucasian guy, it was just different. It was just so different. We went to restaurants that were on a higher level that I was used to. We went out in public. It wasn't like he was trying to hide me or anything. He talked to me differently. He respected my career because it just so happened we both had the same positions in our companies, and it was just so different, positive from what I had experienced. And as time went on, when I went to Bible school in Oklahoma, when I moved there, I met this young couple and we became friends. They were both Hispanic. But then I began to develop a love for Hispanic people. When I went to, there was a church that we went to there. They actually built the church with their own hands, the gentleman there in the church. And I just learned so many things about being around them. And as I began to learn a lot of things about different cultures, I've always wanted different. Different exploring, da da da. That has always been my middle name, sometimes first too. But and so it would just be different. And I just liked the different. And like I said earlier, we don't understand if we don't cross the line and go check out something on the other side of that fence, we don't realize what we're missing. And I'm gonna tell you now, at this age, oh Lord, have mercy, the gentlemen are just the gentlemen.
The gentlemen are gentlemen, right?
Yes, yes.
I tell you. So, you know what? Keeping in that vein, thinking about dating and over 50 or 50 and above, let's put it that way. What dating habits should women leave behind after 50?
One of them is that when you meet a guy, stop that tape that's playing in your head that says, "Is he the one? Is he the one? Oh God, is he the one? He does this. Is he the one?" Because at a younger age, that's something that we really did. Another thing too, at this age, you don't need to buy the dress that's too small. You don't need your girls jumping out, and you don't need your other buddies flopping out. You just need to be you for sure. Because the gentlemen that are in this age bracket, they are looking for the woman that has some wisdom. And if your face and body is not showing that you have some wisdom, I'm not saying you got to just look old and da da da, but if you're not presenting wisdom, they're gonna keep going.
It's
Definitely.
true. And I think about that too because you saying that, what qualities become more important with age?
I heard a gentleman that said that he's looking for what is it? What do we call it? We call it crow's feet and the
Mm-hmm.
smile lines.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you read my book, What Your Mama Didn't Tell You About Dating, you'll learn a lot of things that the mature man is looking for. So let me just one hot one out there. This man is looking for a woman that to help him make good decisions. And he is also looking for that woman who knows how to create that hot toddy that's going to help him because today he doesn't feel good. He wants that woman who knows how to fix him whatever he needs that's going to help him rise up and be able to go to work in confidence and power the next day. A lot of the young ladies don't know how to do or how to take care of their man physically and mentally when he's down so that he can rise up the next day and take off like the lion that he is.
I like that. I like that a lot because a lot of times I think when you think about it in the culture of a younger status or dating in that space and place, it's not so much that, you want to be taking care of a person, But sometimes people fall upon hardships because that's how ebbs and flows are in relationships, in life, period. So, really understanding how to be that counterpart for a man at any age, I think, is important, especially as a mature woman, as we were talking about. So,
But
with that being, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I was going to add this too. As a mature woman, you've experienced a lot of things with children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, jobs, etc., etc. And one of the things that you definitely know at this age, you know how to speak life into a man. And that is a powerful skill because of your wisdom, and you have studied this man, you understand what moves him. You know how to speak life into him. Something is not happening correct at the firm. Um, if the doctor said something that just doesn't jive with you, you know how to speak into a man.
That's so true. So, what are some red flags women that are mature should never ignore?
The guy that's trying to come on too fast, the one that wants you to bed too quick. Um, the thing is, mature men, one of the things that they do is they do what we call peacocking. And they like to express what they have, this, that, and the other. But don't let all of his expression or his list of what he got distract you from your vetting process. Distract you from, so what is in his heart? So these are just some red flags. And it doesn't, he's mature, but he's younger. Um, Pay close attention to the actions that go along with the words that are coming out of his mouth.
So, burning question in the chat. Burning question. Should older women really try to also date younger men?
Oh, Jesus, that's that now. Okay.
That's a burning question. I've that question has come up 5 times in the chat, by the way.
This is something that I really talk to the mature women about early in the game. I talk to them about this because if you're going to work with me, I need you to be flexible.
Oh, and the
If
secondary
you,
question to that, excuse me. The secondary question to that is how young?
well, that here we go. We will come with it. When you are 50 and up, one of the things you definitely want to do is think about the potential of dating someone even 10 years younger than you. Now, I'm going to tell you, because, I have a lifestyle architect counselor that keeps me on my toes. And the first time I was informed that I should be aware of men that were 40, I was like, huh? But the explanation I got made tons of sense. And this is what I was informed, that you are a woman of energy. Granted, I have a disability, I walk with a cane, but you're a woman of energy. You get out, you do things, you're going to need a man that can keep up with you. And I was
Exactly.
like, this is what I was thinking about, but put the age with it. So I began to pay attention to gentlemen that were younger, much younger, about these, they call them gap relationships. The thing about these are, like I said before, you spend that time getting to know each other, what each other likes, what buttons not to push, how other people can push their buttons, and you build your relationship. You get comfortable in your relationship with your person, because this is something that you are the one that has to live in your relationship, in your mind, and in your body, not the people outside your relationship. So you get comfortable with this person and let them get comfortable with you and live your best life.
I love it. And you know what? One thing I will add to that too is this is that, sometimes when women are dating younger, they always like to put the label of cougar on there. But don't let that distract or deter you either. Because this is the thing. It's okay for a man to date young, but it's always looked down upon for a woman. And that is something that is a stereotype, that we are breaking that stereotype. But one thing I have to tell you this, that if you are going to be dating younger, please make sure that the mentality is old. Because see, there's a difference in the number where there's a young man, yes, he's young, but also the maturity level to meet you where you are is necessary. You do not need to be trying to re-raise a grown man, no matter at what age. Be him 50 or be him 35, you don't need to try to lean in to raise that man. So always remember that, ladies. I tell you, April comes in with the seeds. She is always planting, she is always harvesting, and she always has some great tips for us. You know what? With that being said, everyone, I want to tell you all that today is a special invitation for all of you to join April the Loveologist in her love notes, making sure that you have Ask the Loveologist on that waiting list. So it's on the bottom of the screen. It'll also be in the chat and in the comments below. We'll make sure that we get that in there too. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button now, because you're not going to want to miss what's coming up. I tell you, this month is about Loving Month, and she is pouring into this month, really building on what it means, what it looks like. And if you are not aware of what Loving Month is, she has a video that is just a few weeks old that really explains. And even last year, telling you, we pour into this. It is so dynamic. It is so beautiful. This is like Happy New Year. This is like the Happy New Year. And if you're ready to level up in your dating, you need to make sure that you are following this dynamic woman. You hear the knowledge that she's coming in here with. You hear that every question that she has poured into has just built into another layer, into another layer. So this is April the Loveologist. My name is Sonia Lorray. I'm a luxury lifestyle architect, and I'm the president and CEO of La Paz Image Consultants, where everything is fabulous. You can find me on all of the social media networks under, La Paz.luxury lifestyle architect. So come on, give me a follow. Let's get back into this. So April, before we left off, we was kind of pouring in to the women that are over 50. So one last question in that space and place that I really want to tap on is, how can women avoid settling simply because they don't want to be alone?
That comes in your vetting. That comes in your vetting. You're checking out the guy. You have worked with me. You have written out what it is you desire in a man. Therefore, if you have done that exercise right there, you have the ammunition for you to be able to be confident to say no to the wrong guy and not feel guilty. You don't have to settle. You really don't. Excuse me. There are so many. This is a misconception. Well, if I don't take this one, there won't be another one. Do you know how many men God created that are out there that are compatible to you? Do you know how many single men are out there, period, around the globe? Men that actually like and want what you have to bring to the table. And I'm not talking about money. When you date interracially or interculturally, you're going to be surprised at some of the things about yourself that you may want to hide, that gentlemen from other cultures really appreciate. They love these different little unique things about you. You don't have to settle, honey. Just keep going until you know you got the right guy. And like I said earlier, don't be afraid to say no to the guy. It's simple. I really don't think we're on the same page exactly here. Or another thing you can do is just simply stop spending as much time with him. You know how you do when you first get in a relationship. Your phone buzzes and you see his name and you jump to answer. Stop that. Slow that down. And that is one of the ways that can help you not settle. Because when the gentleman realizes he's not getting the attention that he wants, believe me, yeah, it'll fizzle.
Hmm. That's so true. So, look, we're getting into almost the last part of our interview, but I want to get us some fun questions in there too. And guess what, everybody? Stick around because we're going to have a lightning round as well. So, just a few fun questions here. What's the worst dating advice you've ever heard?
Oh my God, the worst dating advice?
Yes, that
Hmm.
you've ever heard.
Can we come back to that one?
Sure, sure. What is the best dating advice that you've ever heard or that you've ever given even? Or
Work
maybe
on
you've
yourself.
received?
Work on yourself. That's been the best. Work on yourself. A lot of ladies don't even know what that really, really, really means. But to work on yourself means that you begin to learn things about yourself and you begin to make adjustments. That has been the best dating advice. The worst dating advice I was given was to go back to an old relationship.
Oh,
We don't do that anymore. We, yeah, when it's
yeah,
over, it's kind of over.
that's like going back to molded bread.
Okay. Mhm.
So let me ask you this. Is chemistry overrated?
No, chemistry is not overrated. It's a matter of how you view the chemistry and process the chemistry. Some people process chemistry and they're on to, oh, he's the one. But do you have chemistry in all the areas? Do you have chemistry when you're not doing something fun? Do you flow together? So, no, it's not overrated. It's just a matter of how you view it, how you process it, and how you handle it.
All right, everybody, we've come to the end of this interview almost, and we are about to put April the Loveologist in the hot seat for our lightning round. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Like this video, share it with someone that needs to come back and hear this beautiful interview because I'm telling you, you are not going to want to miss it. You've seen that I've placed up on the screen a couple of times with regards to the wait list. So make sure that you join Ask the Loveologist because I'm telling you, she has some dynamic things that are coming on the pipeline and you're not going to want to miss it. And with everything that you're hearing today, you see what a beautiful community this is and what she's building out for you. You're not going to want to miss any parts of this. And I tell you, for this month, which is Loving Month, you are going to want to be in here at every segment. We'll be back again on Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on her network on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the episodes and you don't want to miss out anything with regards to the community. So, with that being said, are you ready for your lightning round?
No, but I'm sure you're going to go ahead.
Yes, I am. So, coffee date or dinner date?
Right now, I'd go for dinner.
Soulmate or life partner?
Life partner.
Texting or phone calls?
Phone calls.
Introvert or extrovert or ambivert?
Ambivert.
Beach vacation or mountain retreat?
Beach. Ooh, those are not good choices, but go ahead.
Biggest relationship green flag?
An honest man, an authentic man.
Biggest relationship red flag?
The one that can't look at you straight. The one that can't look you in the eye. You know he's lying.
One word that describes healthy love.
Authentic.
A celebrity couple or a couple you admire?
You and your husband.
Aw, thank you. Finish the sentence. Love after 50 is
Wonderful. Peaceful.
oh,
And
I
be
love.
blissful.
So let me just say this in closing and a closing question too. If every woman listening today remembered only one thing from our conversation, April, about love, about dating, relationships, even relationships after 50, what would you want that one thing to be that they would take away?
Let me just put it in a sentence. You can have the man of your dreams, regardless of your age, your size, or your skin color.
I love it. So you hear the wisdom that has been left on this table today. I'm telling you, these are gems that have been deposited in this space and this place. Don't forget to make sure that you have joined the wait list. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because you want authentic love. You got it right here with April the Loveologist. Her name is April Coffee, but we love to call her April the Loveologist. My name is Sonia Loray. I am the host of Whispers in a Bottle Grown Talk Cocktail Fridays. That's live every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my home network of Podbean. I hope you join us again next week, right here in the Lovebirds Lounge, where Miss April will be back behind the control panel. It'll no longer be a takeover, but that's okay. But listen, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, make sure you connect with her on all of the platforms, be it from Instagram, LinkedIn, that's LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, as well as right here on YouTube. We look forward to coming back to you again. April, it was a pleasure interviewing you. Thank you for everyone in the private Zoom room for pouring in your questions. And don't forget to subscribe to the Ask the Loveologist. With that being said, everyone, have a beautiful afternoon. Have a beautiful day.
I don't get to say anything at the end.
Oh, well, what would you like to say, ma'am?
This was wonderful, and I thank you for putting this together. And I thank you for all the wonderful insights that you give me as I go along my professional journey. But I just appreciate you. I appreciate the team and the support and all the wonderfulness. And I do want to say this: if you have not checked out Sonia Loray, Whispers in a Bottle, you are missing something wonderful. This woman has things going on over there that will change your life, your personal life or your professional life. And I just thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your life.
Well,
I
it's
think I'm
always a
through.
pleasure. It's always a pleasure. I tell you, this is truly a great partnership, great friendship. It has just blossomed in such dynamic ways. I have to tell you all something before we really wrap this up. April and myself met at a time in my life that I was really going through some really difficult challenges. I had just lost my mom. And literally, she was going through a different progress in a different space in her life as well. And lo and behold, what was birthed was called Clubhouse. And Clubhouse, I have to tell you, has been a beautiful, conduit for many of us that are in business, that take our business serious, but also take development of partnerships, friendships seriously and at an authentic level. So I have to say that it's always been a pleasure. It's always been an honor to have this beautiful person in my life and to grow and to develop in our businesses. And like I said, it is nothing but a pleasure and an honor with everything that we do. And my whole team appreciate you. Matter of fact, if you could hear them, you would just kind of blow up and just kind of it would crack you up. But I tell you, it has been such a pleasure. Everyone, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you join us again. With that being said, everyone, we're going to say bye bye now.
Bye bye now.